Welcome to the day 7 of Full Body Mobility Challenge. We are halfway through the challenge and I hope you are practicing regularly. Today, we are going to practice one more sequence for knee mobility. Now this sequence will be an extension to what we have done on day 2. So it's time to go to the Asana lab and practice this sequence. Hello yoga teachers, welcome to the Asana lab. In this lesson, we are going to learn one more sequence to improve your hip mobility. So before you start this session, please do your warm-up. So let's begin with the sequence. So the first posture that we are going to do is Supta Padangusthasana A and B. So let's begin. So again, for this, we will take a belt and blocks. Okay. We'll keep the blocks on the side for Supta Padangusthasana B. I'll begin from the left side. So make a loop with the belt. So the length of the loop would depend on the flexibility of your legs or the knee joint or the hip joint. Now, first of all, lie down on your back. Place the loop on your foot and hold it from the other end. Keep the right leg straight and raise your left leg up, toes towards you, heel moving away from you. Pressing the right thigh, knees and calves firmly on the ground, keeping the tip of the shoulders back. Don't lift your shoulders too much towards the ceiling. So toes towards you, heel moving away from you. Pull the kneecap up and the quadricep up. That's Supta Padangusthasana A. And hold it for at least 30 seconds. Hold. So make sure your hip joint, your knee joint is working here, your hamstring is getting stretched, your calves are getting into action. Now we'll move on to Supta Padangusthasana B. So we have already placed the blocks here. So we'll go in Supta Padangusthasana B. So when you go in Supta Padangusthasana B, make sure you're not lifting your right buttock up or the buttock on the opposite side. So for me, it's my right buttock. So pull the toes towards you. Heel will move away from you. Heel will move away from you. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. And your thighs are supported with the blocks. Again, hold for a few seconds. So your entire body on the right side will tend to lift up, including your shoulders. So make sure you're pressing them down. Right buttock, right shoulder, even your leg. When your hips are tight, it tends to lift up. Now, you will come back. Now we'll repeat this on the right leg. So I'll change my position because I don't have space on the right side. That much space is not available right now. So I'll come onto this side. So when you are placing your mats, make sure that you have enough space on the right and the left side. So for shooting purpose, we don't have enough space on one side. So let's go in Supta Padangusthasana A and I'll place the blocks. Now, Supta Padangusthasana A on the right leg. So toes will come towards you, kneecap pulled up, quadricep pulled up, open the back of the knee. Keeping the left leg absolutely straight. Pull the kneecap up, quads up. Keep pressing your thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground on the left leg. So as I mentioned in the previous lesson also, if you find it difficult, you can bend your knee for few days and after that practice keeping your legs straight. Hold. Toes lifted up. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. So this alignment is similar to what you do in Tadasana mostly. So that's why basics are really important. Now let's go in Supta Padangusthasana B So remember, you don't let your hip on the other side to lift up even your shoulders. So press them firmly on the ground. Right toe pointing towards you, heel moving away from you. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. Give your hamstring a good stretch. Activate your quadricep. So by doing Suptapadangushtasana A and B, we are actually doing two hip movement. In fact, 3. So we are doing flexing and we are doing the abduction of the hip, and there's some rotational movement also happening here. Now release. Okay, so next asana that we are going to do is Uttan Padasana, raising the legs 90° up. So for this, we will untie the loop and place it on your foot like this and raise both legs up. So for beginners, what you can do, you can keep your feet slightly separated. Toes pulling towards you and heel moving away from you. And hold in this position for 20 to 30 seconds. Now, when you are working with your students, okay, and you need to work on their inner leg, what you can do is you can ask them to place a block between your knees. So this will help them to activate your thigh muscles properly, especially the inner leg. So press the block. Toes towards you, heel moving away from you. Press the block as much as possible. As much as possible. So it will activate your inner thighs muscles. Now release. Now we'll separate the legs like this and hold here. So that's Supta Prasarit Padottanasana. Prasarit Padottanasana in lying down position. So toes moving towards you, heel moving away from you. Pull the kneecap up, quads up. Again, we are doing the abduction of the hip, aim to improve the mobility of your hip joint. Hold, pull the kneecap up and quads up. And release. Now, you will sit, and the next posture that you can do after this is Paschim Uttanasana. So the next posture is Paschim Uttanasana. So first we will come in Dandasana position. Toes towards you, heel moving away from you. Keep your legs together, press your thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground. Tip of the shoulders going back, shoulders blade coming together. Dorsal spine going into the chest. And press your sacrum in front so that you have a straight spine. Now, we'll do Paschim Uttanasana with the help of a belt. Keep your feet slightly separated. Place the belt on the foot. Hold the sides of the belt. Tip of the shoulders still going back. You will do little flexion of your spine. Do not bend too much. Just hold it from the side. So if your practice allows, you can go for the Paschim Uttanasana or whatever version is suitable for you. As of now, from the perspective of the beginners, use the belt. So the big toe will move away from you, little toe will come towards you. Do you remember what joint movement it is? So jog your brain and try to remember this movement. Pressing your thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground. Hold. Hold. And release. So this was your Paschimottanasana. So next asana that we are going to do is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, with the help of the chair. So we already know how to place the chair. So keep your hand on the chair and take your legs back and go in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So take your pelvis back, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Your quadricep lifted up. Now open the back of the knee. Stretch your hamstring. Stretch your glute muscles. Now lift from your inner ankle towards your inner knee, then from your inner knee towards your inner groin. Give length to your legs. Now forearm moving towards your index, middle finger and thumb, basically pronation of your radial ulnar joint.
Roll your upper arm out and extend your side trunk.
And now release. That's Adho Mukha Svanasana. So the next asana that we're going to do is Prasarit Paduttan Asana, again with the help of the chair, the way we did in the previous lesson. So keep your hands on the chair and take your legs back. So please remember, do not take your legs back first and then come down. So you will feel disbalanced while coming down. So first keep your hand on the chair and then go back and separate your feet. The first thing that you will do is press the front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh. So basically press your legs on the wall. Then separate your buttocks away from each other. Basically you're internally rotating your hips. Take the tip of the shoulders back, dorsal spine into the chest. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other. And there's a slight rotation of the knee joint. So you move your calves in to out. Hold. Pull the kneecap up, quads up. So buttocks separating away from each other. Pull your kneecap up, quads up, tip of the shoulders back. Make sure you're not pressing the chair away from your body. So hold it and release. So basically hold it for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. So next we are going to do Uttan Asana. So in the previous lesson we did it with 2 blocks. We kept it on the floor. Now I'll keep the block between my legs and I'll keep my buttock on the wall, chair in the front. So my buttock is touching the wall. My feet is slightly away from the wall, okay? And my feet is slightly separated. Now I'll bend forward and hold the chair. Now press the block as much as you can and pull the kneecap up and quads up. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. Again, this is really good for people to activate the inner leg, which is sleeping for a lot of people. So you can either hold the chair like this or you can hold your ankles like this. So for beginners, hold the chair like this. Pull the kneecap up and quads up. Hold. And release. For beginners, it's all right if your hips if your buttock and your heels are not coming in one line, it is slightly going out of the alignment as we did just now. So that's all right. That is something which is acceptable for beginners. What you need to focus on is the opening of your hip joint and your knee joint. Now, next posture is Parsvottanasana, again with the help of the block and the chair. Now, keeping the right foot on the block and taking the left foot back, and we'll hold the chair. Pull the kneecap up on the front leg, push the thigh up. So your thigh bone will push into the hip socket. So this is the alignment on the front leg. On the back leg, you will move your buttock from inner crease towards the outer crease so that both the buttocks are coming in one line. So this is something I've repeated a lot of times. And press the heel firmly on the ground, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Take the tip of the shoulders back and hold. Pull the kneecap up, quads up and release. Now we'll repeat on the left side. Keep left foot on the block, right foot back. So make sure both the buttocks are coming in one line. So you will move from on the right buttock, inner crease towards the outer crease. Bring both the buttocks in one line. On the front leg, pull the kneecap up, quads up. The thigh bone will push into the hip socket. And hold. Take the tip of the shoulders back. And hold for a few seconds. And release. So that was Parsvottanasana. Now we are going to repeat Adho Mukha Svanasana again. So Adho Mukha Svanasana again. So take your pelvis back, pull the kneecap up, quads up. Make sure your feet and your hands are coming in one line. Open the back of the knee, stretch your hamstring, stretch your glute muscles. Pronation in the forearm.
Roll your upper arm out and extend your side trunk.
Hold. 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 Now release. Now we'll repeat one more time. Pracititioners. So separate your feet parallel to each other, pressing your front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh. Pull the kneecap up and quads up, tip of the shoulders going back, and separate your buttocks away from each other. Separate your buttocks away from each other. Hold. 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 And release. Okay, so that was Pracititioners. Next, we are going to do Trikonasana with the help of the block and the chair. So we'll bring the blocks. The placement of the block you can see in the Trikonasana lesson, where I've mentioned how you will keep the block. So I'll keep my right foot on the block here. Bring the chair closer. Now keeping the right heel in line with the left foot arch, and I'll separate the feet and hold the chair like this. So right now we are concerned with the mobility of the hip. Don't go deeper into this posture. Just see how I'm doing it. So hold the chair, focus on your thigh. Okay, so rotate the thigh into out and pull the kneecap up and quads up. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket, focusing on pushing the thigh bone into the hip socket and hold. Take the tip of the shoulders back, elbow back, and keep your chest open. Keep your chest open. On the back leg, the thighs will rotate again into out. You will press the little toe mount firmly on the ground. You will also rotate your calves out to in. And release. We'll repeat this on the left side. So again, keeping my left foot on the block, left heel in line with the right foot arch. I'll separate the foot, bring the chair closer, hold the chair like this. Now on both the legs, on both the thighs, rotate the thighs into out. Rotate the thighs into out, into out. Make sure your knees and ankle are in one straight line. Now I'll hold the chair, keep my hand on the waist, tip of the shoulders back, elbows back. Pull the kneecap up and quadricep up. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Push the thigh bone into the hip socket. Into the hip socket. Hold, 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 and release. So that was Trikonasana. The next asana that we are going to do is Warrior Pose 2, Veerbhadrasana 2. Okay, so Veerbhadrasana 2. So we'll turn this chair and keep the blocks side. Now, I'll keep my left foot on the chair like this and take my leg back. Now, I'll keep my left hand on the inner knee, on the left inner knee, keeping my hand on my waist. Now, I'll rotate my right thigh into out and do not let the knee to fall like this. So, I'll hold it with my hand. So, you can refer to the regress version of Veerbhadrasana 2. Now, I'll raise my arms up, press my sitting bone down, dorsal spine into the chest, tip of the shoulders going back, then turn the head and look at my left hand's middle finger. Hold. Rotate the thighs into out on the left leg, press the little toe firmly on the ground. And release. We'll repeat it on the right side. So right foot on the chair, right hand on right inner knee. Keeping this foot as straight as possible. Rotating the thighs into out on the left side and do not let the right inner knee to drop. Now I'll press my sitting bone down, keeping my hamstring tight on which is closer to the knee side and stretching the hamstring which is closer to my hip joint. Arms open up, turn your head and look at your right hand's middle finger. Hold. Tip of the shoulders back, dorsal spine into the chest. And release. So that was Veerbhadrasana 2. Now we are going to do Veerbhadrasana 1. Again, a regress version. So keep your right foot on the chair, left foot back. Keep both hands on the handle of the chair. Take the left leg back. Press the sitting bone down. On the back leg, on the left leg, I'll press my heels firmly on the ground, pull the kneecap up and quads up. Now raise my arms up over the head. Warrior Pose 1. Warrior Pose 1. So hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Hold. Hold. And slowly come back. Keep your hand on the chair. Bring the left leg forward. Keep the right foot down. Now, we'll do it on the left side. Keep the left foot on the chair. Hands on the chair again like this on the handle of the chair. Take your right foot back. Press the sitting bone down. Pressing the back legs heel firmly on the ground. Pull the kneecap up. Quads up. Raise your arms up over your head. Veerbhadrasana 1. Veerbhadrasana 1. And release. So that was Veerbhadrasana 1. The next posture that we are going to do is Adho Mukha Svanasana. So since we have done the flexion of the knees, so we would want to open them back. So go into the Mukha Svanasana. Take your pelvis back, pull the kneecap up, lift your quadricep up, open the back of the knee, stretch your hamstring as much as you can, lift from your inner ankle towards your inner knee, from your inner knee towards the inner groin. Forearm towards index, middle finger and thumb, upper arm stretch.
And extend your side trunk.
And release. And release. So, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now, we are going to do Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana. So, we'll make a loop with the belt. So, first come in Dandasana, then separate your feet. First, we are going to do twist. So, make a very short loop, keep it on the left foot. Now, when I'm going to the left side, I'll press my right sitting bone, my thighs, my back of the knee and calves firmly on the ground. Firmly. So, if I'm twisting to the left side, this is my anchor. So, we'll start twisting to the left side. Make sure you're moving your arms with your arms. Left arm, I'm taking the tip of the shoulders back. Now I'm moving the muscles of my chest from right to left, abdomen muscles from right to left. And release. Let's repeat it on the left side as well. Again, using your arm and shoulder to twist, pressing your left sitting bone, back of the knee, thighs, calves firmly on the ground. If you want, you can pull a block and keep your hand on the block. Hold and come back. Now we'll do Upavishta Konasana. So raise your arms up, bend forward, slightly bend forward. Hold your big toe with your index and middle finger and thumb. Now press your thighs, knees, calves firmly on the ground, press your sitting bone on the ground. So do not try to go forward as of now. Let's keep it at this much only. Hold. Press your sitting bone, your calves, back of the knee, your thighs firmly placed on the ground. Keep your chest open, don't let your shoulders drop. Tip of the shoulders back. Now it's time to come back. Come back to Dandasana. Now we are going to do Setu Bandhasana. So we'll lie down on the back. Again, we'll require a belt. Now I'll draw my feet towards my hip. Place the belt on the shin bone. Take the tip of the shoulders back. Bring shoulder blades together. Pressing the big toe mount firmly on the ground. Now I lift my pelvis up. So roll my buttock and then lift the pelvis up
up, up, tip of the shoulders going back, pressing my upper arm down, rotating my hip internally, basically my thighs out to in. And if you focus on your button, move from your inner crease towards the outer crease. And forward. Hold. And release. And release.
So that was Setu Bandhasan. So you can end your practice now. So you can either do Shavasana or any restorative posture to relax your body. I'm going into Shavasana. You will stay in Shavasana for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Let your body recover. So it's time to come back. I hope you have practiced with me. So this was one more sequence to improve your hip mobility. So that's all from this class. I'll see you in the next one.